Come first.
So Georgetown had been getting off to some quick starts recently, both at Marquette and their home game against Xavier. And that was a concern of ours to try to get off to a good start. And obviously being down 7-3 or 9-3, whatever it was, we weren't able to accomplish that. And really had a hard time taking them out of their offensive flow in the first half. You couple that with the fact that we turned it over 7 times, which is uncharacteristic for us in a half. And several of those turnovers led to easy baskets for them. It ended up just being too big a hole for us to get out of. Our changes in defenses was good to us the second half. We executed offense a little bit better, but tonight they were the better team, there's no question.
Questions first for Doug.
In terms of those changing defenses, did you actually use a triangle and 2 for a little bit?
Yeah, we did quite a bit actually in the second half, just to try and slow them down a little, especially Starks and Rivera. So that was good to us, but we shouldn't have to rely on those defenses. We should be able to, guard man like we have pretty much all season.
They put Hopkins on you and Bowen as well. Anything in particular those guys are doing in the first half to rattle you at all?
Yeah, they're 2 great defenders. Got to give them a lot of credit. Hopkins is one of the more physical defenders I've ever faced. So give him a lot of credit. I got up to a slow start. My shot just wasn't falling. But I can't rely on making and missing shots. Let that carry over to the other end. So give both of them a lot of credit. They're great defenders, and got to give them a lot of credit.
Second straight game, Doug, that you guys have started kind of slow. I guess, what do you see that's not clicking there at the start?
It's tough. It's tough to answer that. It's just we feel like we've had pretty good warm-ups. We're a lot of energy, and for some reason that isn't carrying over to the start of the game. And we gotta change that because great teams have to play well for 40 minutes, to win. And you saw glimpses of it in the second half. We were playing with a lot of energy. I feel like when we're down, that's when we're starting to dig together stops and play with a lot of energy, and we can't do that.
You got open in the second half off some zone inbound looks. Was that something that you anticipated coming into the game that you'd be able to take advantage of?
A little bit. They've pretty much showed zone all year, guarding the inbound. So we had a couple sets, drawn up for that. But still give them a lot of credit. They took away a lot of our out of bounds plays.
Doug, how challenged are you guys now to put these 2 behind you and get rolling again the way you guys have been playing all year?
It's huge. We got to flip the page. It's been a tough road trip for us. We've lost to 2 really good teams who have a lot on the line. They're playing for a lot. So we got to flip the page, and we're gonna have the same thing Saturday against Providence. They're fighting for the same thing. And that's to make it to the NCAA tournament. So we got to be able to match their intensity.
Doug, when you're the focus of another team's scouting report, how do you balance getting yourself going, but also getting the team well? How do you do that on a regular basis?
I just feel like I'm a leader. I'm a senior now. I've been around a long time, and I think the team usually plays to how well my energy is. And it wasn't there to start the game. I can't allow making and missing shots, like I said earlier, to dictate what I do on the defensive end. So I got to be better in that regard, and hopefully my team will follow me.
2 more for Doug.
You guys run a lot of different sets in the half court. How long did it take your teammates to adjust to playing with you in that regard? Not only getting you off, but getting their offense as well.
It takes a little bit of time, but we've worked on it a lot in practice. I am the focal point of a lot of defenses, and I think guys are starting to realize, if they set screens for me, if they find me in transition, or whatever, they're going to get so much more open because guys are clogging on me, and we got to do a better job of that because 23 shots isn't ideal for me. I want to shoot less than that and get my teammates more involved throughout the course of the game.
No, I'm sure you expected this type of intensity from them with the big senior day, their last regular season game, knowing what they were playing for, NCAA tournament applications, et cetera. But did what you saw meet your expectations or exceed your expectations?
It probably met them. I knew they'd come in with a lot of energy. Whenever it's senior night, it's the last time in the arena. And I think they're a much different team with Trawick as well. He didn't play against us the first time, and he brings so much more energy to the team. you got that easy dunk in transition. And I felt like that just gave their team a lot of energy and confidence for the rest of the game. And, got to give them a lot of credit. They played their hearts out tonight, and they deserve it.
Thanks, Doug. Excuse him. Continue on with questions for.
It's really been incredible, and I'm sure that I'm the envy of a lot of fathers who coach their kids everywhere, because to be able to coach your son at the highest level of college basketball and have him have the success that he's had is really a blessing. And for me, I didn't expect that he'd be back this year, so this has been a bonus for me. So I'm enjoying every second of it, and I'm obviously very proud of what he's accomplished on the court, but I'm more proud of who he is than what he does in the basketball floor.
12 rebounds.
John, to have your seniors go out like this in a huge win considering circumstances, and with Markel contributing how he did, just your thoughts on their final home game.
To tell you the truth, I don't want to think about it. This is a group, he is a player that we're going to miss. And I said on the television after the game, this is the last home game, but we plan on him playing quite a few more games in Georgetown uniform before everything is said and done. But we're going to miss him, there's no doubt. We're going to miss him, we're going to miss his group.
Up in the front. What was you guys doing defensively to stop McDermott from getting out to a hot start?
We prayed a lot last night. You can't stop Doug McDermott. I think he's an unbelievable basketball player that puts so much pressure on the defense. He can score in every kind of way. And his engine, his motor, he's always moving. You cannot relax. As a group, you can't relax. So we wanted to get, you look at this guy, and to be honest, I thought that between Aaron Bowen and Mikael Hopkins, primarily, Jabril a few times, but I thought we did an outstanding job on him, and he ends up with 22 points. And a few times you make a mistake, a few times you fall asleep, it's like bam, 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 he's getting buckets in a row. So you have to be, it has to be a group effort. And you just have to try to, and I haven't seen too many people that have been able to, try to match his energy. And I thought, particularly Aaron, Aaron did a terrific job with that today.
When they went triangle and two, what'd you tell your guys in terms of attacking?
We wanted just to keep the ball moving. I thought that, talking about switching defenses, they were a man-to-man, they went triangle 2, they went 1-3-1, they went regular 2-3. And so it got to the point where we just had to play. I thought initially when they started switching defenses, we were thinking too much and got a little stagnant, and we just wanted to get to movement. For a large part of that, we were playing with the clock too, so we didn't want to necessarily hold the ball, but we didn't need to come down and take a shot with 28 seconds on the clock without making it work. And so I think our guys settled in and adjusted to that.
Markel, can you talk about the emotion of the day for you, especially at the end when you were able to decide there and wave and acknowledge the fans and their support for you?
The more I talk about it, the more sentimental I'm going to be, but this is a dream come true, and I mean that on many different levels. I've worked my entire life to get here, and for that to be my last home game in the Georgetown uniform, it's emotional. I grew up, being a fan of Georgetown. I grew up coming to the game. I was here for the Duke game.
Not 7. No, the first 6.
It was 06. 06 the first time.
That's what he's talking about, man.
I was at that game, and, going to the various games that were, the 1 or 2 games played in McDonough. And, just that Georgetown pride, it's emotional. It's emotional. And, I'm so glad that we came out with a victory. It was a much needed victory on many different levels. But it's emotional. It's emotional for me.
So, John, there was a sequence where Aaron intercepts the pass intended for McDermott down low. And
First half, second half, you're talking.
First half, Markel converts it into the alley-oop to Jabril, and he slams it and beats his chest and all that. And that's sort of that's I've learned enough about you, that's not quite your style as to how you would celebrate something like that, but that sort of emotional
You don't know a
exuberance.
damn thing.
I've never
You
seen
haven't been paying attention.
I've never seen you sit on the court and beat your chest. So, but
You don't see me in practice.
beyond the practical point of getting 2 points, I mean, the type of lift that sequence can give your team.
So I will greatly disagree with you. I think there's so many things going on now, and this big picture of how we're trying to take the emotion out of the game,
Right.
which I don't think is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, now is taunting bad? Let's say, but I mean, we're getting texts for just kids, both our team, other teams, just for being emotional.
Right.
And so I thought that sequence was terrific. Aaron made a terrific hustle play. We come down, Markel makes a great pass, Jabril puts the ball in the basket. I mean, it's an emotional game. You work hard, you work together. You're out there fighting, scrapping highs and lows, and there's nothing wrong with showing a little emotion now and then. And we have an emotional group, so that's a good thing.
Talk about the journey from modern day prep to here. It's been a long time.
You wanted to see him cry.
I mean, waking up every morning at 5:30 to get to modern day. I missed 3 days of school, 2 days because of shadow visits, 1 day. And then, you know, in 2 days the shadow visits, 1 day because I was just sick. You know, that constant day in, day out grind. You know, it wasn't just me. You know, my dad, you know, my mom, you know, making that sacrifice, you know, for 2 straight years. And then I got up to prep, I boarded. And, you know, I'm 15 years old and I'm living by myself. So, you know, just fighting those mental battles, you know. You know, I'll be the first one to tell you, you know, schoolwork hasn't always been my best suit. And I've had to work, and I've translated what I did off the court onto, you know, what I did on the court. And I worked. I'm a worker. You know, you've heard Coach say it a number of times. I mean, you've watched me grow up, and I'm a worker. You know, I'm gonna come, you know, bring my lunch pail every day, and you know, like I said, just to be at this point, and you know, to finally get here, and you know, I went through some tough times here, just from a mental standpoint, and that's just a part of maturity. That's just part of becoming a man. You know, everything isn't gonna go your way. You know, a lot of guys go to situations where they come in and you know they play right away and it don't always work. You know what I mean? And I went through some ups and downs, and you know that's only made me stronger. That's only made me persevere. And adversity is good.